All right, so back to IndieBox. Freedom Planet. This was November's IndieBox, so still kind of playing catch up here. Last week I had the Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time, which was the new one, so that was cool to see. But yeah, so I'm gonna bring this a little closer to the camera. Hi, camera. Okay, so yeah, Freedom Planet. It's a platformer, kind of in the style of. Well, I think it actually started, at least to the best of my knowledge, it started as a like a mod for like Sonic or something, like a fan made Sonic game, and it just kind of became its own thing or something. That's what I heard anyway. I could be wrong. I'm sure a quick Google search would fix that. But yeah, so this was the Indie Box. Let's check out what was in this one. I actually kind of forget everything. Okay. So it's got this Kingdom Stone. It's like a little marble. It's something that has to do with like the story of the game. But it's just a little marble, really. I don't know. I used to collect marbles. So part of me finds this kind of cool, and part of me is like, it could be cooler. Like, it's no statue like with the Axiom Verge, which was really cool. But okay, so set that aside. Then we got, there's like a wallet with one of the characters on it. You kind of see her face there. So if I didn't custom make every one of my wallets, this might have seen use, but I make all my wallets out of duct tape personally because I'm weird like that. Alright. And then we got the soundtrack. And I've listened to this a bit. It's, I want to say 2-3 discs, maybe 4. But yeah, I've listened to this a bit just on like YouTube and stuff. It's a really good soundtrack. I'm kind of sad that for whatever reason, I don't know if it's like the kind of discs they used or what, but my computer won't let me rip the music off of these. Like, it'll play them just fine, I can't rip it. And, I can rip every other soundtrack I've ever had, but this one refuses to let me add it to my music collection, so kind of frustrating, but, at least I have it. Alright. And then, of course, we got the game cartridge. This one's kind of neat. Got some stuff going on with it, so, And so I really liked these like cartridge style ones because, just a little pop out thing, and this is basically what all the earlier ones were on. As you saw with the Lovers, there's like a little figure USB now, but yeah, I still prefer these. I think they're more unique, and them all having like this uniform design was really cool because it was, like having old game cartridges. They all had that same design, and it would have been cool to have them all like on the shelf together. So that's that one. Then there's like a little coin, probably something you find in the game, like a little currency for power-ups or something. I don't know. I still need to play the game. I'll be doing that, after I get all this recorded. But it's kind of cool. I like stuff like this. So I think, yeah, this one kind of cracked a little, like in shipping. So I don't know. Kind of would have been nice if it was like in something like soft to keep this from getting damaged, but oh well. It's still cool. I still, it still like stays together and stuff. It's not like it's falling apart. All right. And then we got the stickers as always. So we got the Freedom Planet sticker. We got the characters and the logo and stuff. And then we got the IndieBox sticker with the face in the O. And then last couple of things, we got the manual. So I could actually probably, learn a little bit about the game if I were to take the 12 seconds to read this, but, you know, it's got controls, stuff about the characters. Let's see. Different game modes, adventure mode, classic mode, time attack, stuff about different items, shields, how to install the game, and some credits on IndieBox and on like Freedom Planet credits, IndieBox credits. Some pages back here for notes. I'll probably never actually use these pages, but I always liked when games would include that. I know with my old Mega Man Legends game, I had a note from way back when where I was like, use this one particular weapon on this one boss or whatever, and it was an effective strategy. And then of course got the little IndieBox newsletter. So like always, message from IndieBox, what's in the box. This one has some stuff about speedrunning in this one. I guess it's like it looks like they have an interview with YTXZ, who at least at the time of when this came out, had the world record for the speedrun of the character Carol in this game. So they got like a little interview in here with him, and looks like his time was 47 minutes, 31 seconds, 950 milliseconds on full game run or something. So, got some stuff in speedrunning on that. And they did have like a contest when this came out, and it was basically to speedrun like one specific level, and like you got I think it was like a little like statue or something of like one of the characters. I forget, honestly, like, by the time I got my IndieBox in, because, like, this one had some delays in shipping for me, that contest was over, if I remember right, so that was a little frustrating. Yeah. So, that's the contents of the box, you know? Nothing too super special in this one, in my opinion. Like I said, like, the marble's kind of cool. I guess the wallet's interesting, but not really something I would use. And then this one actually didn't have a poster, come to think of it, whereas a lot of the other ones I've have had some sort of poster. But that's okay. It's still a cool one, and honestly, like, it's a game I've heard some decent stuff about. A friend of mine actually played this, and I watched a little bit of his playthrough of like him playing the first couple of levels, but I still need to check it out myself, so I'm going to go ahead and get to doing that. Okay, welcome back to Zanshlou Gaming. This is my third IndieBox video. So, Freedom Planet, well, just, you know, get into the gameplay. I already saw the unboxing. Sorry, separate recording. But, so, yeah, this game, as I expected, plays a lot like Sonic the Hedgehog game. So one cool thing that I like about it is you have two different characters to play as, and both play, like, very unique from each other. Like, so in the old Sonic games, like Sonic and Knuckles in particular, you had some slight differences between the characters where, like Knuckles could punch through certain walls and could climb walls and stuff, and this kind of has, like, a similar thing, but it's more than, like, just those minor differences. But, so, first thing I would like to talk about, though, is the art style. You know, it actually does kind of have the feel of, like, a Genesis game in the art style, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure if that's what they were going for. I would assume they were kind of going for that Sonic the Hedgehog look, and I think they nailed it. The character designs, I would say, are kind of hit and miss. There's some characters that I really like the main characters, Lilac and Carol, and then there's others that just kind of feel a little like they're a bad Sonic OC, really. The one that comes to mind when I kind of think about like the character designs I'm not as keen on is there's a character that you run into at the end of the second stage, and he's like, he like steals this crystal or whatever, and just something about his design just really like threw me off. I just didn't like it. But the voice acting, on the other hand, I'm not sure. Like, at first, I thought it felt kind of cringy, but, like, the more I was playing the game, the more it fit, you know? I guess I would say I don't really mind the voice acting. I would say it's good enough for what the game is. There are some lines that probably could be delivered a little better, but I think it sounds not bad. Speaking of sounds, like I said when I was unboxing, the soundtrack is sublime. Highly recommend checking out the soundtrack at the very least, because this game has some awesome music. But anyway, back to the gameplay and like how the characters differ. So Lilac, she plays a bit more like Sonic. Like, she runs really fast. She has like this dash attack. Like, both characters have a charge bar at the top, and like how that affects gameplay is different for each one. So she has like a double jump, and that uses a little bit of bar, but when you have full bar, you can hit another button to do like a dash attack. So you'll charge up in a second, and then whatever direction you're holding the D-pad, you'll launch off in that direction, and like if you hit a wall, you'll bounce off the wall and stuff. So that also does a lot of damage, and turns out to be probably the best way to deal with bosses from what I've seen. Especially if you activate it like right on top of a boss, because since you sit there charging for a second, it'll do multiple hits while you're charging and then dash. And you also seem to be unable to get hit while you're doing it. So it's kind of like the ultimate super move. Do it every chance you get. The only thing that kind of bothered me playing as her, there were times when like, so like when you play the Sonic games and like you run into like a spring on a wall or whatever and it launches you the other way, like it launches you pretty quickly, and there's not really a lot of like control you have. Like the character just goes. This, I feel like you have too much control. Like, it would launch me, but since I was holding towards the spring, I would, like, move back towards the spring, so it would not launch me as far. So I had to, like, push myself into the spring and then quickly hit on the other direction. And it just felt a little clunky in that regard. The other thing is, not every time you double jump, but a lot of the time when you double jump, she has like one line of dialogue she'll say with it, and it's the same line over and over again, and after a while of double jumping a lot, you hear it so much it becomes really annoying. Like I said, it's not every single time you do it, but most times you do it, it seems to pop up, so that got a little annoying. Other than that though, like, I didn't play a lot of Sonic games. I've played a bit of like 1, 2, and 3, not a ton. I usually only ever played like a stage or two. And I've played a bit of Sonic Heroes back when that came out. And, you know, growing up, I thought it was an okay game. Now, I don't know. It's been a while since I played it. Probably not so much, but, you know, we'll see. Maybe one day I'll go back and play one of the 3D Sonics and just kind of see how I feel. Maybe that one, if I even still have it. But this is like the most Sonic game I've played like since those three. Like I said, I haven't played a lot of Sonic, but like I've played a little here and there. And I don't know, it felt good like playing through this game. It definitely nails that, like, kind of classic feel. So, yeah, Lilac plays the most like Sonic. Carol, on the other hand, is really unique. So, she has a few different ways she can move about the stage that are unique to her that kind of made her kind of fun to play. So, first of all, her, like, charge meter at the top is for, she has, like, a rapid kick attack or whatever that does a bunch of damage. And that's pretty much all you use that for, from what I can tell. she does have a motorcycle, one of her more unique ways to, like, travel. You have to find, like, a power-up, like, it's like a little gas can, and that spawns the motorcycle, and then you can drive through the level. And when you're on the motorcycle, hitting the, like, special button does, like, a boost, so you can kind of, like, boost through sections. So, okay, so there is that. But then also she can jump off walls, which Lilac can't, so there's a lot of areas where, like, normally you'd have to climb up something where, because, you know, I kind of played through a stage with her, and I just, you know, jumped up the walls to get up there. I also found out, so as Lilac, I kept running across these, like, red pads that didn't seem to do anything, but I was able to, like, kind of, like, crouch on them and make gems pop out, and it was like, alright, I'm not sure the point of this, but whatever. Well, it turns out those are actually there for Carol, and what happens is when you're playing as Carol and you get to one of those pads, you can jump off of it and it'll jump to the next one, so you can use those to kind of jump around the stage. So that was actually really cool. I liked how you could move around with those. I kind of wish I got to mess around with it more, but there wasn't too much of it, and I only played the first level, so there wasn't like a lot of it. There was just enough to be like, oh, that's what those are for. If I could make, like, one thing about this game different, instead of, like, you start a file and at the beginning you choose which character you want to play as, I would have actually liked it to where if you could choose at the beginning of every stage, like, which character you want to play. I don't know if, like, the story drastically deviates. From what I can tell so far, like, I played up to the beginning of Stage 3, from what I can tell, everything seems pretty much the same as far as, like, what's happening. I don't think there's, like, any way where it's going to split off, but I could be wrong. It might kind of deviate in some weird way, like, down the road and, you know, get some different stages, but from what I can tell, it doesn't look like it, so totally would have been possible for them to make it to where, like, at the beginning of every stage you could choose which character you'd rather play as, but, you can't have everything, right? So, like I said, it's a really cool game. If you like the old Sonic games on the Genesis, especially like Sonic 1, 2, and 3, I would definitely recommend checking this out because it's a really cool game that is very clearly inspired by those games. And yeah, that's all I really have to say on this one. So before I go, I'd like to bring up the Axiom Verge giveaway first. Axiom Verge, I'll be announcing the winner for that, like, down in the description. I was thinking of doing it in the video, but I realized that since I record these videos, like, a week in advance, I wouldn't be giving, like, the full time that I had initially promised for getting that done. So, yeah, Axiom Verge, down in the description. I should have, like, a thing about the winner, so I should be contacting you, or, you know, contact me if I haven't contacted you and you're the winner. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Like, leave a comment or something if I, you know, don't get to you, but that shouldn't be an issue. I should, you know, contact you and send you the code. And for this game, I actually have 2 copies to give away. I got one in a Humble Bundle a long time ago that I kind of set aside, and of course I have the one that came with IndieBox. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do the giveaways. I'm going to split them up. So one's going to be here on YouTube, and for this one, basically there's been a lot of games clearly inspired by, like, older classics. Like, you got this game inspired by Sonic, you had Axiom Verge, which was inspired by Metroid, you got stuff like Shovel Knight, which takes a lot of inspiration from things like Mega Man, Mario, Castlevania, DuckTales. That game pulls from a lot of places and uses it really well. But on that note, what is your favorite game like this where it's inspired by an older classic? Or if you have, like, a favorite classic game that doesn't really have anything, like, modern like this, what's something you would like to kind of see have, like, a modern indie twist on it? Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing, like, something that's kind of inspired by Kirby, where you can, like, take abilities from enemies and stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head of, like, an older game that I enjoy that would be interesting to see kind of done in a, like, with an indie spin. But I don't know. If you have like any ideas like that, or like a game that is, you know, clearly inspired by an older classic that you think is really good, talk about that in the comments. God. Okay, and then for the Facebook giveaway, I'm going to. It probably won't be up right when the video goes up. It might take a little bit, just because I can be a little slow sometimes on it. But basically, I will have this video posted on the Facebook page. That'll be linked below. Share the video from the page and go ahead and leave a comment there on like what your favorite Sonic game is and why it's your favorite. So those will be the 2 giveaways for this one. 2 weeks from now, I'll announce the winners for that. And next week, I'll announce the winner for Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. So have a wonderful day.